What's good, family? Welcome back to the zone. I'm excited about this video because this has been a long time coming. I'm talking about almost 4 to 5 months, maybe even 6 months at this point. But if you missed the previous videos, we highlighted a few teams as well as the creation process associated with this Fictional Basketball League, or FBL for short. And as you can see in the top right corner, for Premier Week, we're going to get started with the New Orleans Pelicans. What I intend to do with each of these videos is highlight one of the 3 teams that I'll be playing with. So that'll be the Pelicans, the Mavericks, as well as the LA Lakers. Now, as it relates to the other games that take place during the week, I'm not going to play all of the games. I will simulate the games for the teams that I'm not playing with as that week. And if there's a situation where during the 3rd or the 4th quarter, the team is down, then I'll hop in and play the game. But as you can see, the very first game that we're going to play is going to be the Pelicans against the Raptors. We also have the LA Lakers versus the LA Clippers, which I won't play, I'll simulate. And that is because, being that I'm playing with 3 teams, that would mean a lot of gameplay to record as well as play. And I want to be efficient when it comes to this because I want to time the videos with the NBA week as well. So with that being said, I played 12-minute quarters. The setting will be on Superstar because that's where I was before. I'm going to start off this game with 2K with the Pop Boy and his advanced Superstar settings for realism, and then we'll take it from there. If I find like I'm getting my ass handed to me, then I'll probably lower it down to Superstar since I had just upgraded to Superstar in my previous My League. Now, with that being said, let's get into it. It's official. We got my guy Axe. Looks like he's meditating, getting ready for the game. And I don't know if you saw this, but we got Logan WOLFE on the court. If you missed the creation video where we highlight Logan, I suggest you take a look at it and find out who he's built after. But being that this is my first game, this should be very interesting because I am a bit rusty when it comes to 2K. Plus, I was playing at a lower level at the time that I stopped. So with 4 to 5 months, I'm just going to test it out, see what the CPU is going to give me and try to get to the basket. And off the rip, Luke Duncan fouls me, so we got to go to line off G. Easy buckets, but that green is mean. So 3-0, definitely a good start. Now, fun fact, Luke Duncan is actually a 58 overall, but he's starting on the squash, which goes back to what I was saying in one of my previous vids, where 2K will fill a spot if DB if you have the player at that spot, despite the fact that they may have a low overall. So here we have Duncan passing it to Logan. Logan driving to the basket, makes a quick layup, but Zach Ellis gets in the way, and Axe drives up, gets the board, and drives up the court. Lester Fuller passes it to me, and I hammer it down at the rim. Score is up 5-0, and I'm feeling pretty confident with the way things are going right now. But Luke Duncan finds an easy play to JJ Wesley, and Zach was caught sleeping. Hopefully that's not a continuing trend as we play along in this game as well as the season. And so I will note that when I played 2K before, whether it was my career or my league when I first started playing it, never really ran any plays. So you'll see me do a lot of crazy things in this video that don't necessarily make sense. And I was first learning what the icons mean on the ground, and then secondly, what certain indicators on the screen display. Because normally what I did in my career was I just passed the rock to the open man and hoped they actually took a shot or made their way to the basket if there was an open lane. But oftentimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. But you'll see here I bricked the hell out of the shot. Logan passes the rock to Duncan, who tries to get it easily, but fortunately I contested it. But JJ Wesley got the rebound, who then got blocked himself. Axe passes it up to Fuller. Fuller passes it back to me. I take the shot. Unfortunately, I made it this time compared to the last time when I was wide open. 2K is weird like that. But now we have Duncan dribbling up, and as you can see, I was locking him up. He was already cold by this point of the game, but unfortunately, I got caught slipping, and he scored very easily, bringing the score to 11-4. Had to make Logan suffer for me getting waxed over there on the other side of the court by Duncan. But in turn, he comes back, shoots the mid, he gets blocked by Stephen Lee. JJ Wesley passes it to Luke Duncan. So now we have Lee, who passes to Jaden Barlow, who shoots an ugly 3-point shot from the top of the key, but he makes that with ease. Franklin Lee at the top of the key trying to set up the play. But I got my eye on you, Duncan. You're not getting away from me. I'm going to make sure I stay in the passing lane so they can't pass to you. So I'm going to stick with him. 2 points left on the clock. And Jaden BARLOW again with an ugly 3, and that went in. Let's take a look at that again, man, because I can't believe he made that shot with that little time. Lee passes it to Jaden. He barely had time to release, and it went in. And look at this, man. 2K's holding. Lee's chin is going straight through Axe's juice box fade. If anything, that should have discombobulated him, right? But then here, Jaden doesn't even have time to release it properly, and it goes in without any problem. So another fun fact, this is my first time playing with the 2K camera. I typically play on my career camera, because that's what I started with and I'm most comfortable with. So it's very hard for me to adjust with the defensive, because you have to think essentially in the other direction, if that makes any sense. But I'm trying my best to stay in front of Barlow and make sure he doesn't shoot a 3, but the team got messy in the paint, letting Logan get the rebound as well as a shot. But I drive to the basket, hand it off to Axe, who shoots the mid-range jumper, and it's in. So now I'm covering Wes Wallace, trying to do the same thing I did with Duncan and just make sure I cover the passing lanes, but not give him too much room to where he could shoot a 3-pointer. But we got to keep our eye on Logan, man. He shot a mean fadeaway jumper from the mid-range, bringing the score to 21-16. After my break, the score is now 41-26, and I can't hold you, I was a bit nervous, mainly because whenever the coach would put me on the bench in my other My League series, the score would usually get out of hand and I had to do a lot of work to get us back in the game. But look at Axe trying to get the floater, and he misses the shot, tries to get the box out, but unfortunately Jaden BARLOW gets the ball. Passes it up to Duncan, out to JJ Wesley, who shoots the easy layup in the paint. Derek Gatson passes me the rock. I try to get a contact up, but Logan was not having that, blocking me. Now they're out on the break. I see Jaden BARLOW out open. I try to run at time, but he was wide open for that 3-pointer. Now bringing the score 41-31. And so what I try to do, I try not to take all the shots. I want to get the teammates involved. And in this case, as you can see, I gave it to Derek Gatson. He wanted nothing to do with me, and the lane was sweet, so why not go for the easy dunk? So now we're up by 12, and I make sure Duncan doesn't get that easy bucket that he got earlier in the game. So this time I pass it to Axe, see what he's going to do. I stay in the corner, and he himself gets an easy bucket right in the middle of the lane. Now I'm taking up the rock again. Looks like coach is calling for another ISO, so I said bump that. I'm going to pass it to Axe with the tomahawk dunk. It was nasty. 47-33. Try to help out on the defensive side, but leave with the easy floater out over me. Try to help out again, but I get charged with the foul? 2K holding. Still a 10-point game with Logan Wolfe bringing the rock up the court. Gibson sets up screen. Logan shoots a mid-range. Easy buckets. This man was deadly from the mid-range the entire game. But we bounced back. Coach called for an ISO, but I said to hell with that. Let me get another dunk again. Nice tomahawk. We got Wes Wallace waiting for the play to take shape, who passes it to Guy Blackwell and shoots a 3. That green was mean. We're now leading by 9 points, and I'm looking straight goofy, not knowing what to do. 4 seconds left on the clock. I'm asking for the rock, but Les is like, nah. Pull up 3, Rick. Unfortunately, Stephen Lee was there to get the putback, getting us to 55 points. On the break, Axe passes it to Lester with the jelly. 2 points, bringing the score 57-46. At this point, there was nothing left to show other than a free throw shot from Logan Wolfe, but I wanted to highlight a key game that took place this week between the Bulls and the Charlotte Hornets. As you can see, off the rip, bring the score 4-0 was G. Williams with a spin fadeaway jumper that was just smooth like silk. In this game, I will admit, was one of the best games I've seen in 2K with the CPU going against the CPU, and I say that because there were a total of 33 lead changes throughout this entire game, and I personally didn't know which team was going to win this game. As you can see, Yante Walker with nice mid-range jump shots, hitting the green, which was mean, and at this point, we have the score 59-62, but Lance Baylor calling for the rock, and he struggles to get by Kobe Morgan, but he decides to hell with it. I'm going to pull up, takes a shot from 3, and brings the score to 62 all at the half. The second half was just Hendricks Cobb and G. Williams going at it from the 3-point line, shooting back-to-back threes, bringing the score 67-65. Hendricks, being the competitor he is, he's not having it. Step back jumper over Roland Johnson for 2, bringing the score 69-72. Hendricks yet again with the rock, driving, sizing him up, driving in again with a double club shot over Johnston. But G's not having it. He drives to the basket, gets blocked by Bill Patterson. Deontay Walker up to Hendricks Cobb. Stop, pop, let it drop for 2. Score is now 70-80. G. Williams does the same off the screen, shoots from the mid-range for 2 as well, 72-80. Bill Patterson to Deontay Walker with the easy lay for 2 points, bring the score 72-82. G. Williams again with the dime to AJ West for an easy bucket in the paint. With 4 minutes, 30 seconds left in the quarter, MARION GOODRICH tries to strip Carson Shepherd, passes the rock to Lance BAYLOR, and for 3! That green is mean. Lance BAYLOR back again, passes the rock to AJ West, who gets a quick 2 points in the paint yet again. MARION GOODRICH brings the rock up, half spin, between the legs, over AJ West for 2 points. Fun fact, MARION GOODRICH is only 5'8", and he has a heart of a giant. But Lance BAYLOR for 3! This time it wasn't a green, but it was definitely a mean 3. Lance BAYLOR again. Nice close shot and 1, bringing the score 85-94. And at this point, the Chicago Bulls are trying their best to get back in the game, only being down by 6 points. And MARION GOODRICH tried to extend that by additional 3, but then Chicago made a deep run to bring the score up to 104-103. In this play, Max Bird passes it to Hendricks Cobb, who takes a deep mid-range shot for 2. Hendricks definitely needs to figure out where the line is. But in this play, G. Williams takes a deep 3-point shot from the wing and scores 3 points, bringing the score to 107-106. Max Burns with the fadeaway jumper but misses, and Bill Patterson with the putback. AJ West came to play with a deep mid-range himself, bringing the score to 109-108. Now G. Williams taking the rock, passes it to Carson Shepherd, with Roland Johnston with a fadeaway jumper, bringing the score to 111-110. And yet again, big block by Roland Johnston. He's not having it. Carson Shepherd, little man as well, with a big dunk. Heart of a giant, just like MARION GOODRICH, that Carson Shepherd. He thinks he's like 6'6", always trying to get to the rim. But Max Burn with a big 3-pointer from the wing. Last 2 minutes of the game, Shannon Cage gets the steal. Passes it to AJ West, who passes it to G. Williams for 3. That green is mean. Bring the score to 116-115. At this point in the game is over, but G. Williams was giving it his all. Chicago Bulls lose 119-124. By far one of the most intense games I've seen the CPU play. Hendricks Cobb had a great night, shooting for 35 points, 50% from the field, 40% from the 3-point. But the rest of the team could use some work. As you can see, Max Burns shot 20% from the field. And the other teammates, they were able to get double-digit points, but from an efficiency standpoint, it just wasn't there. But the Twin Towers definitely showed up, both getting double-doubles to help secure the win against the Chicago Bulls. Now on the Bulls side of the house, Lance BAYLOR surprised us all, getting 29 points and shooting 12 for 19 from the field. Same thing with G, getting 24 points, shooting 10 for 22 from the field. And big man Johnston as well as Shannon Cage both getting double-doubles. And I was very surprised about Shannon. I thought he was going to be trash based off of what I saw on the blacktop, but he definitely pulled through, as well as AJ West getting 10 points, shooting 5 for 9 from the field. Now this is a fairly tight game, which showed to me that both these teams have a lot of potential. Chicago may need to focus on the starting 5 because, as you can see, 50 points came from the bench. But Charlotte, on the other hand, needs to work on its defense because they gave up 64 points in the paint, although getting 14 more rebounds than the Chicago Bulls. But with that being said, exciting game, but let's jump into our next game of the week, which is the Denver Nuggets versus the Portland Trailblazers. Now in this game, we have OJ Juiceman going up against Andre Redding, and at this point in the game, the score is already out of hand, 46-31. But Juiceman to Drew McNeil in the corner for 3! That 3 was mean, although it wasn't green. Drew McNeil again trying to get a bucket in the paint, but gets blocked by VJ Abdulaziz. Max Singh to Eric Liu, who gets blocked by OJ Juiceman, running down the court, finds the open man in Bo Yates with the easy bucket in the paint. Now it took several simulations for me to get Juiceman's tendency right, because I wanted him to play the same way Juice plays on his YouTube channel. But as you can see here, Juiceman with another 3-pointer, and from now I'm just going to call him Juice for short, just to match what Juice goes by. And as you can see with the Tomahawk dunk, he hammers it home, bringing the score 75-41 at the end of the second quarter. But Damon Weber shoots a 3, but it's not nearly enough to get the job done at this point. And Juice, being the savage he is, shoots a deep 3 from the top of the key. And as you can see, the score ended up being 137 to 85. Now the Trailblazers got outclassed, but I do believe they have some potential. They just need to focus on executing their plays and taking better shots, and if they change things around, they may be in playoff contention later this season. But let's get back to the game at hand. Now we're back in, the score is 57 to 50, and my main objective at this point in the game is to focus on defense. I made a lot of sloppy plays, to say the least, while letting Duncan get by me as well as a few others, but I also want to make sure that I get the other teammates involved. But it's times like this where Lester keeps bricking these shots that makes me second guess that whole thought pattern. So here we got Franklin Lee getting by Axe, and I tried to help out, but easy buckets in the paint. Trying to get back with what happened before, I called for the rock, but Lester was like, nah, he'll pull up, and I think he's selling it. This is now the second time he took a wild shot. But Luke Duncan coming up with the rock, waiting for the play to develop, pass it to Logan. I see the issue, I try to help out, and I get my third foul. You would think because I'm in foul trouble, the coach would take me out, but nah, for some odd reason he decides to keep me in the game. At this point, I'm salty. I'm all the way up the court. I'm trying to make a statement. We're not going to lose this game. Not our first game. Not hammer it home in the paint, letting Luke Duncan know if he's not going to guard me, I'm going to make him pay for it. But now we got Barlow. Dribbling, trying to get by Lester. Passes out to Lee. Lee to Wolfe. Wolfe to Duncan. Duncan back to Barlow. Back to Lee, and I see the issue again, and now I got my fourth foul. This game's getting out of hand from a foul perspective, but I'm still trying to stick some good D. Franklin Lee with the ball. He's waiting for his man. I'm trying to cover Duncan, make sure it doesn't go anywhere. He passes it back to Jaden Barlow. Barlow looking for an opening. I'm dribbling. Lester got him covered. Can't sauce him up. Stays in front of him. Last second shot, and yet again he scores. What is going on with Jaden Barlow? But he's able to shoot in the clutch. But we got, oh my goodness, Logan Wolfe again with the contact shot from close. But I pass the rock up to Stephen Lee. He passes it back to me. Trying to get down to the lane. Pass it back to Axe. He shoots it wide open, and he bricked it? Is Axe selling? You tell me, folks, in the chat. I think Axe is selling. I think this whole team is selling, actually. But frankly, trying to dribble in. Logan Wolfe again from close, but misses. And JJ Wesley with the putback dunk. Score 65-62. Logan Wolfe with the alley-oop to JJ Wesley again. Score 65-64. Pass it to Zach Ellis Jr., who hammers it down for an easy 2 points. The score is now 67-66. Logan Wolfe passed the rock to Jaden Barlow, who pulls up from the mid-range, and it's good. Now fast forward a couple of minutes, I had to change the camera angle, mainly because I was getting sauced up on defense. The team wasn't helping out, so I needed to go back to a view I was comfortable with. But as you can see, the score is 75-82. Rick Warren passes the rock to Gibson. He misses the layup. Mike Manus gets the rock, passes it to me, cross him, and go for the easy dunk. 2 points. Score 77-82. Now we jump a couple of minutes forward. I'm covering Wes Wallace, trying to make sure he doesn't get anywhere. But then JJ Wesley, easy 2 points in the lane. Looks like Igor was sleeping, and I wasn't paying attention to help him out. But now the score is 81-84. Wes Wallace guarded by me. JJ Wesley on the interior, but Igor tries to make up for the last play and gets the steal. I pass the rock to Henry Fisher. He passes it to Mike Miller for 3, and he also bricked it despite being wide open. But Wes Wallace to JJ Wesley, who passes it back to Wallace. Wes almost caught me slipping, but he passes it back to Guy Blackwell. Blackwell to Gibson. Gibson finds Wes Wallace, who cut through the back door, and easy buckets. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get my bearings and block him. But did a half spin real quick and try to punish him with a dunk. And the hole at Wes. I ain't going out like no chump. That felt really good to dunk on him like that, and I love that animation. With the foul and one, score is now 84-86. We're slowly getting back in the game. Now Wes Wallace is bringing the ball up the court. He passes the rock to Ross Gibson. Gibson looking for Wallace, and I see Wallace trying to do the same play again, and yet he still got by me for an easy 2 points. We're now down by 4, less than 30 seconds left. And what is Mike doing with that crazy shot? Like I said, the team is selling. They're selling me hard. But now Rick Warren with the rock. He passes it to Wes Wallace. Wes Wallace is trying to size me up, trying to see what he could do. And it's my mission to make sure he doesn't score. So he pulls up for 3, missed the shot. I grab the board. We run it up the court. Hezzy, behind the back, passes it to Michael Kent. What you gonna do with that? He passes it to Henry Fisher. I cut to the lane, Nice dunk. Fast forward the fourth quarter, I'm trying to get Axe into the game, and as you can see, he hits him with the same dunk that I hit Wes Wallace with. It's about time Axe started getting involved in the game. No matter what I did to him, as you saw within the footage, he was just selling. He wasn't contributing as much as he usually does in the past. But Logan now to Wes Wesley and Zach Ellis Jr. with a snatch block. Let's take a look at that again. Look at this. Look at this. I didn't even think Zach was paying attention considering what happened to him earlier. But JJ Wesley got by him and big snatch in the air. Love to see it. Score is now 95-94. Logan Wolfe bringing the rock up. He's sizing up Stephen Lee. JJ Wesley's coming up to set up the pick. I see the issue and I get in the way, but Stephen Lee decides to hold on to Logan Wolfe. What type of thing? Man, listen. They are selling. I'm a firm believer. They are selling. Luke Duncan trying to sauce me up. I'm not having that at all. He gets to the perimeter. I get in front of him again. Close out. Try to make sure he doesn't get by me. Logan Wolfe again. He's trying to sauce up Stephen Lee, but Stephen finally gets a block and stops Logan from scoring. Now Lester Fuller. Oh my gosh. Franklin Lee with a block himself off the backboard. JJ Wesley with the shot. Misses it, but then Logan Wolfe with the putback. No matter what we did, Logan was deadly. Score is now 95-97. I pass it to Axe. He shoots the three, and he finally makes it. Now, in all actuality, that was just a deep mid-range, but it looked like it was a three. But I'm trying to guard Luke Duncan from scoring again, and he got by me, but I don't buy it. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. We gotta pause this. Look at this. So Luke's getting by me. I'm right there with him, right? All of a sudden, I'm doing a moonwalk. Look at this. Look at this. Right there with him. And all of a sudden, I'm 3 steps behind, sliding behind so that Luke could get in front of me and score the easy layup. 2K is holding right now. But despite this, we're 101-99 in our favor. But Barlow, back to Luke Duncan. I jumped, thinking that he was going to shoot the three, but he didn't. He passed it to Logan Wolfe, Logan and JJ Wesley, and an easy bucket in the paint yet again. Score is 103-103. Try not to make the same mistakes twice. Axel finally gets a good contest, but we out. I'm leaking. Pass the rock to me for 3. That wasn't green, but it was still mean. We needed that. 106-105. I pass the rock to Axe. He hits him with a quick hezzy and gets a dunk over Franklin Lee again. He's letting him know who's boss. It's now 108-105. Barlow to Logan Wolfe. Logan Wolfe does a pump fake, passes it to JJ Wesley, who hammers it down in the paint. See? This is what I was saying. Zach seems like he's not paying attention sometimes, but I'm getting naggy. I pass it to Lester Fuller. He tries to take a wild shot and gets fouled by Logan Wolfe. After 2 free throws, the score is now 110-107. Jaden Barlow bringing the rock up the court. He passes it to Luke Duncan, but I'm trying to be mindful, trying to cut all passing lanes to make sure no one gets through the back door as before, but of course, Zach was not paying attention and JJ Wesley got by him for an easy 2 points. Seeing the play, I decided to get Axe in the game, who passes it back to me. I drive forward, pass it to Stephen Lee, who passes it back to me. I pass it to Axe. Probably should have set the screen, but I see the coach wants Stephen Lee to do it. Let me get to my spot, and then what is this? Logan Wolfe literally goes through Axe's body. If that's not 2K holding, I don't know what is. But JJ gets the rock, he gets blocked, and then Zach Ellis has to go and foul Logan Wolfe. The score is now 110-110. We out though. Pass me the rock, Axe, but no, he passes it to Lester Fuller, who takes the 3 and bricks it. Franklin Lee with the rebound. He's dribbling it up the court. Passes it to Luke Duncan, who's dribbling it up the court. He's waiting for the play to develop. I see Barlow coming at me on the left-hand side. I try to get in the way, but he shoots another mid-range shot, but gets blocked by Lester Fuller. We out though. Let's capitalize on this fast break. Asking for the rock. Zach Ellis passes it to Axel Walden. Axe doesn't take the screen, so I might as well just run to the basket. Pass me the rock. Instead, you threw a lob? I wasn't even ready for that. But in any case, we still get the 2 points. Scores 112-110. Barlow to Luke Duncan again. Trying to cover the lane, as always. Despite my best efforts, JJ Wesley gets by Zach Ellis yet again. Bring the score to 112-112. So they pass me the rock. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. Get Axe involved in the game again, because he's my go-to guy. So I tried again. Try to get to the rim, but Logan Wolfe contests me very heavily. I sold. Should try to wait for the play to develop. But I try to get back on defense. JJ Wesley from the top of the key with the deep mid-range points to take the lead at 112-114. I see Zach waiting for the play to develop. I ask for the rock, try to take a shot, and yes, this time we're good. 114-114. Logan Wolfe bringing the rock up the court. He's sizing everybody up, trying to figure out what the play will be. I see Franklin Lee in the paint, and I'm not able to get there in time to block the shot. Scores 114 to 116. Not getting to my spot, not waiting for the play to develop. I try to take a shot. It's ugly. I miss it, and they get the board. They're bringing it down the court. Fast break. See if I can choose the right play. JJ Wesley again. Easy buckets in the paint. Scores 114 to 118. I'm riled up. Not waiting for the play to develop. Asks for the rock. Logan Wolfe senses it. He steals the rock. He's dribbling up the court, trying to find the opportunity. Pulls up mid-range, and he makes it yet again. He definitely does not miss those mid-range shots if he's open. Backs to Lester with the easy layup. Scores now 116 to 120. The score is intense. We have less than a minute. See what we can do. Luke Duncan trying to get by me on the outside perimeter again. Logan Wolfe trying to dribble it in. Axes in front of him. Passes it to Duncan. I jump, and he bricked it. We out. Oh, they're too busy jumping. Wasting time. Pass the rock. The Raptors recovered, and now you pass the rock. What good is that? Between the legs, step back, waiting for the screen. Take the screen from Stephen Lee. I'm not passing. I'm taking the shot from the elbow. And it's good. Let's go. 118 to 120. Logan bringing the ball up the court. He's sizing Stephen Lee up again. There's only a 4-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. He's going to burn as much time as possible. 10, 9. Logan's moving. He's sizing Stephen Lee up. What is he gonna do? He's trying to sauce him up. Almost gets by him. Takes the ugly shot and misses it. Call the timeout quick, fellas. 3.8 seconds left on the clock. Pass me the rock. I take the shot for 3, heavily contested, and I missed. That's tough. Tried the best I could, and we lost 118 to 120. Our first game to start the season, and I fumbled the bag. There were so many things that could have been done differently. First and foremost, I got to start trusting the team and let some plays develop, see what the guys can do. We got to work on our defense, man. Overall, we let too many points in the paint. As you can see, JJ Wesley with 38 points, shooting 16 for 25. Logan Wolfe, 30 points, 9 boards, shooting 8 for 19. Jaden Barlow, 18 points, 7 for 13. Franklin Lee, 11 points, 5 for 7 from the field. Wes Wallace shooting 50% for the field, having 10 points, but I kept Luke Duncan on smash. I, on the other hand, had 51 points, which is great, but my teammates need to get involved. Axe had 18 points, 10 boards. Lester Fuller had 12 points, 2 rebounds, shooting 5 for 13. Zach was very efficient, shooting 4 for 6, but he needed to do more on defense. Igor was almost non-existent, but Stephen Lee definitely was non-existent, shooting 6 points out of 32 minutes, 3 for 7. It's terrible. And if you look at the breakdown, it was a bit of a mixed bag. We got a lot of our points in the paint, got a lot of second chance points. Our bench did a little bit better, but ultimately we need to take better shots and we need to get more stops. Now let's take a look at this league standings for the week. The Utah Jazz and the Phoenix Suns are the only 2 teams that are undefeated in the conference. And at the middle of the pack, we do have the Lakers and the Mavericks, which is good. Pelicans are at the bottom of the conference, 3rd to last with the 0-2 record, next to the Clippers and the Kings. Out east, things are a bit different with more teams that have gone undefeated, with Miami at the top of the pack. And there are a lot of teams that are at least 1-0, but the first team that got an L were the Chicago Bulls, and the Raptors got an L, just not by us. And at the bottom of the pack, we have the Nets, Pacers, and the Cavaliers. And so if you made it this far in the vid, leave a comment below saying that Logan Wolfe is a demon, so I know that you made it this far. And also leave a like. If you made it this far in the video, you must have liked the video, right? I enjoy playing the game after so many months of toiling to create all these players and being able to watch them play on the court and just watch the CPU do its thing. And so I'm looking forward to the next video. I hope you are as well. Until next time, fam. Later.